This is a James Poe Artistry consultant moment. Tears of joy, striving to write the perfect paper. Hello, Perceptive readers. Today is Sunday, and I'm going to put along with this a podcast. One of my papers, not papers, but it is papers that called the Thesis section of the James Poe Artistry website. And today, because it's early in the morning, I actually had water well up in my eyes, and it was more towards not only an emotional feeling, but really just because I had water, coming up in my eyes, early in the morning. But it still made me think about tears of joy for the thoughts that I've had come up in my mind. And there's a lot to share with this podcast, but I'm also going to write about it in the 7 days. See, the past 7 days, I've been writing about Sunday, or really started on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and now Sunday, that will actually complete out the week of thoughts, what we experience on each day for one reason or the other. And so this has all been in my James Poe Artistry, writing section, because I got a special thesis section. All right. Now, with that being said, I want to give you some information, and this is in reference to a YouTuber. I've actually liked this person's channel on and off, and this person, I won't mention the name yet, and I'm going to give you the reason why I won't mention the name. Now, I have shared their links before, but I won't mention the person's name yet due to the actually speciality, it seems like at times this person has, the field or what have you that this person is going into or what have you. Now, and because me, I do believe in giving attribution. Yet for this specific reason that I'm about to share with you, I think you will also appreciate why I will hold back the name now, but I'll still give my support here and there either way. Now, see, one thing that I knew, okay, well, no, before I tell you what I knew, one thing that with my experience over the years, okay, there's been different times where I actually thought about going back, or should I say going to higher education, okay, college campuses and things of that nature. And yet, because of what I was pursuing more in what I would still call a humanitarian way and spiritual way, I just couldn't see myself being able to do it all. You see what I'm saying? I just didn't have, the time or the effort to really be able to allot to that. And yet, all the same, when I would have my skill set, my knowledge and things of that nature actually, gauged or analyzed by different ones, it always came to, at the very least, I had an associate's degree. I just didn't, have the money or resources or time to put towards just having the paper, come out. And there's some, because, that stuff, it takes money. And so, and it takes, that's why I say time and resources, it would take all of those just to get it. And I just didn't have all those factors to be able to put into it with what I was already doing towards my humanitarian side and spiritual side of things. So with that being said, it continued to move on throughout the years with some of my knowledge and things of that nature being analyzed, that it still went towards, from what I understanding, uh, the information that I've had and been taught and shared, that it's supposed to be, from what I understand now, a master's level, a master's degree. Some people would probably even say a PhD, just because of the amount of years that I've been at it. Okay. But see, I don't have a PhD. You see, I don't have any of those type of certificates. I would have to speak like Paul says, you would just have to look at my work and things of that nature. Okay. Now, still going along those lines, see, this person was mentioning how sometimes persons will actually, in a sense, pay for your education or your schooling, and you wouldn't even know anything about it. And and what would happen is, after they put you through this course or training or what have you, then somehow you would write what your experience is and what you have found out. See, that's what they actually do for doctors. That's why I told you doctors can make up words, PhDs, and everything. And it's not like they just nilly-willy just make up a word. No, the whole point is when they put an in-depth thoughts down and stuff to what they see and come to the conclusion, and boy, and they can prove it without a doubt or what have you, then boom, they end up completing their courses of how many papers they've had to make to prove that point, to add seriously some value to the society. And then you guess what, they walk away with their doctorate. Now, with that, there's also field experience, you see, involved with the doctorate. See what I'm talking about? So with that being said, this person was talking about that. And they also mentioned, though, that when it finally came time for the persons to get their due, see, this is going along with a spiritual principle that Jehovah God, the author, put in his word, the Bible, where he says, do not hold back good for whom it is owing. See, goodness is proactive, but also goodness is still a part of justice, of giving what's just due. So it's more than just goodness of saying, hey, you're a wonderful person. Hey, I want to give you a gift. And see, because that's the way I know a lot of people think of it. But no, that good that is showing in the Bible it's like, wait a minute, this person really did do this or put in the time and effort for this or that or whatever. This person is deserving to have their wage or whatever it is that normally this person or another individual would have received, and it shouldn't be held back from them. So the scriptural principle, again, do not hold back such good. And so I'm sharing this with you because this person was explaining how there's been times ones were put through these different educational systems or what have you, that if they were of a different family name, you see, different set of circumstances in life, who would go through the same type of program, that when it finally came time for them to get their degree or diploma or what have you, and they did, you see, and they already did the work, they already did the paper, what have you, guess what? They would have been given that type of diploma. But the way that this person was basically explaining this situation, and see, that's why I'm going to use the word hypocriticalness or what have you, even though that probably wouldn't even have to apply because of already the mode and intentions that the person's had in the first place, that they'll find some reason, some way not to acknowledge that the person actually completed or fulfilled the course or fulfilled the paper. So in other words, they failed the course, even though they really didn't. You see, just literally just got kicked out of the course, because see, the way he was explaining it, it was almost like when it came time due for that person to receive what, the fruits of their labor or what have you, somehow they got, you see, just X'd out of the course, or thrown out of the course, if you will. And then they move on to another fresh green person, so to speak, you see, to go through again. And so here it is. These persons who put all that effort into their education did not get what was due them, you see, at the end. Now, isn't that just devious? Isn't that a shame? And see, the persons who at least was paying for the education, all right, of these different ones that they just kept putting through this program, or someone without even their knowledge, they was receiving the funds for all their good and hard work, you see, ideals and everything else that was, coming through that person going through this course, that should have left them with a minimum of associates or masters or what have you. See what I'm saying? It shows you how messed up that is. So, with that being said, this is what I want to continue to relate to you, perceptive readers, about the tears of joy in this area. God will still give you confidence and have you feel good, like I felt good over the past 15, 30 minutes now, or what have you. Why? Because he said in the letter to Timothy that God will and does qualify you for every good work. So whether persons slyly, underhandedly, again, in a sense, turn into a parasite on you, on your hand mill, your ability to make a living, where they actually get to the point where they'll take anything from you and won't even give you breadcrumbs, you see, and will fight for anything that you really literally need to be able to live. They find some way to get that away from you, and always fighting to keep that from getting to you or what have you. See, that person is not ethically or spiritually right in God's standards or way of doing things. I'm just telling you like it is. And the point is, I say again, why would somebody even want to do something like that to another individual? Because remember, there's literally still even some courses in higher education where I'm telling you, you will have some Christians who, at least knowingly, who would have the background, would already have the money on paper, everything that they can prove that, look, this is the school I'm going to, this is the course I'm taking, that there's still some courses that their own conscience would object to. And guess what? They wouldn't even major in that type of course. So if you actually some type of way slyly throw that in there, placing this education upon this individual, and then you see the individual having problems. You see the individual, or, when I say difficulties of conscience and things of that nature, I say shame on such any person or institution that will look down on that individual as being dumb, when really they were having a serious conflict of their conscience or faith. See, that's messed up. It's just as messed up as putting somebody through a course or what have you without their knowledge, and the person already was qualified through their credentials, experience, see, and otherwise, that they already had that type of degree, see, but still found a way to get all the knowledge, eat off the person's works and things of that nature, and still at the end find some way to say that person didn't pass this course or that course, when already that person passed this course or that course decades ago. Isn't that something? If you really look at it the right way, the spiritual way, the way that the scriptures talks about, God will, and he does adequately qualify his ministers and also his gifts and men. He does. There's a lot of gifts and men right now. They got PhD level of experience and knowledge. But guess what? They don't even have a high school diploma. See? That's all I'm going to say. And this will still be a part of my Sunday, thesis paper. I'll put the link to it. I thought so in other words, the post is going to come a little bit later throughout the day. I mean, later today. But I want to put this there because it brought still joy to me this early morning about how good Jehovah God is, how wonderful he is. I know what he has given me and taught me, even if not one person want to publicly acknowledge that. Thank you, Jehovah. And thank you, Perceptive readers, who have stuck with me through all these years on the website. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Take care.